All right, folks, here we are at day 8. If you are following along with our roughly twice a week plan, that means we're a month in. Woo, woo, woo. All right. As always, we're going to start with some pelvic floor breathing today. I'm going to do it standing. Please feel free to do this in whatever position you would like to do. But yeah, I'm going to stand and get a little bit extra gravity, knowing I have to support my main trunk is going to add a little something on to this for me. Hands right below my rib cage, rock my shoulders down. I'm closing my eyes. I'm inhaling, feeling that rib cage expand, feeling the air go all the way down to my pelvic floor. Not bearing down on it, but feeling that pelvic floor relax, release, and exhale. Air comes up out of the lungs as I draw the rib cage in, feeling that lift through the pelvic floor. Inhale. Big balloon blows up. Air expands 360 into my pelvis. Exhale. Light, draw in light, squeeze that pelvic floor. 3 more, making sure my neck is loose. I'll put my arms to my sides now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Expand, release, relax. Exhale. Light, draw up and in. 2 more. Did I already say 2 more? That's okay. Last one. Yes. Bringing connection awareness to the body, to the core, to the pelvic floor. Telling it we're ready to get going, to rock and roll today in day 8. So we're standing, being convenient, not getting up and down from the floor. We're going to do a hurdle over under. So if you've ever done track, you know what a hurdle looks like, right? We're going to pretend like they're lined up next to us. And we're going to go big step laterally over our hurdle with both legs. Hopefully we got over it. And the next hurdle, we're going to go under by stepping down, get low under that hurdle. Over the next hurdle. I'm running out of room. Back down under the hurdle. So we're going to go both directions. Big step under, big glide under, making sure we're not just doing one leg and then knocking it over. Both legs have to get over, and our whole body has to get under. Being mindful as we come down that we're not rounding. We don't want our back to hit that hurdle. Get it down low. Use those leg muscles. Step sideways. And again. So back and forth. If you have more space than me, by all means, go farther down before you switch sides. Oh, a little bitty mini one there. Or you get about, I don't know, anywhere from the 6 to 8 going both directions, warming up those hips and those legs. In our hurdle, over, under, warm up. Awesome. I'm going to do one more. Ooh. And back. Because then I end at my elevation. Ta-da! Elevate as much as you need to. Back a chair, back a couch, on the wall, as we've done before. Coming into a plank position. Being mindful to keep those lower abs on to protect that low back so we're not swaying anywhere. And we're going to do a scat push-up. So we've done this before. We're just retracting our shoulders back and then pressing out. Keeping our elbows locked up the whole time. So here I am. Nice straight line from my wrist to my shoulder. And I'm going to drop my chest and press away. Keeping the hips still. Core is engaged. 8, 9, 10. Anywhere from the 10 to 12 range on those scat push-ups. We're going to be doing a split squat today, which is kind of like a lunge. So warm that up. We're going to do a reverse lunge, a little bit of twist. If stepping back into a lunge is really hard for you or getting out of it is really hard for you, you can do a stagger step. We've done this before. So you're still in a similar motion, but you're just doing the stagger. When you step back, whether it's a full reverse lunge or not, you want to keep your shoulders up and you want them in a 90-90 position. So there's my reverse lunge. I'm going to have my arms out and I'm going to do a twist to the side, kind of like that bow and arrow stretch. Then I'm going to stand up and then go the other side, do a full twist, come back together, and up. So again, if I'm staggering, I'm going to stagger, twist, together, step, stagger, twist, together, step. So either version of that for you. I don't know how many that was. Let's do a couple more. Twist. As I'm twisting, this knee stays forward. I'm not letting it collapse out, right? Stays face forward. One more time with my stagger. And I'm twisting the opposite way of that knee that's in front without letting it collapse. One more. Twist. So reverse lunge with a twist. Love that. All right, and one more warm-up move today. Grab your hip circle band, and spoiler alert, starting in day 9, we are going to extend our warm-up. We are going to start to get a little extra something in on day 9. All right, so hip circle goes right above our knees, not on our knees, not below our knees, not our ankles. And I want you to have something sturdy using my wall. Ground all your way down into your left leg. Right leg goes slightly out to the side, pushing against that band. Not crazy high, because I don't want you to lean. Staying straight. Hip stays still. Just pushing out. Toe is forward. It does not open up. It does not go in. It stays perfectly forward. Little baby push. 4, 8, 9, 10. Let's say that's how many. And then we're going to go to the back. We're going to avoid arching. Neutral pelvis, rib cage over hips, put my hand here and make sure my pelvis doesn't move. Baby little press backwards. Again, not opening my toe up. Look, make sure your toe is staying forward the whole time. Baby press back, not doing this. Staying still, just turning that glute on. Actually, you're probably going to feel it more in your standing leg. Turning this glute on. 4, 10. Other side. All right, out to the side. Baby press. Not moving my torso. Not moving my pelvis. All my weight's on this opposite leg, which should be feeling it, and to the back. Baby press. Keeping, you can put a hand here, and a hand here. No, support yourself, just kidding. Whoops, toe stays in. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Yeah, getting all this nice and warm. I lied, we're doing one more. Take that hip circle off. You're going to put it at your wrist this time, and I want you to do some big, full circles. Big circles. Trying not to move your entire body, just your shoulder. What am I trying to say? Joint. Moving your shoulder joint around in a circle, and pause. Go the other way. For 5 or 6 big circles, pressing out the whole time, so I'm getting that tension through the arms. Nice little pop on my shoulder there. For 5 big circles. And hopefully our body's feeling warm enough. If it's not, pause, do them again. A little sip of water for me. And this is our last day of 10 minutes of continuous rounds. Starting in day 9, we're going to up that ante. So 10 minutes are going to be put on the clock. We've got 4 exercises today. I'll show those to you as we get going with that 10 minutes here in just a second. Equipment you're going to need includes a set of light weights. I have light weighted water bottles, and a set of medium weights. I have a set of dumbbells. not going to need this hip circle, so just kidding. All right, so that's it. Light, medium set of weights and your floor space, and let's get going. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. 10 minutes is on the clock. Starting with a split squat. So just like in the warm-up, we're practicing that reverse lunge. Or split squat is very similar, except for you stay put. So you big step back, so that when your knee comes down, you're at a 90-90, keeping that back toe tucked, and your feet are hip width apart. So I'm not walking on a tightrope here. I still have a nice base, right? And I'm going to just come up and down. That back knee is what we're thinking about. We're thinking about dropping it and extending it. Drop and extend. This front leg is just going to be along with the right. If we think about bending this one, we're going to end up going forward. We don't want to be here. We want to be here. Yes, load that back leg. Keep those shoulders back. We're going to do 6 to 8 per side. If you're like, not happening, hold on to something. Something stable, a wall. You can hold a PVC as well, or a broom. And that's going to help you have just a little bit of extra support for balance that you may need to get through these. So there's 2, 3, back knee bends down, 5, on 6. Again, 6 to 8, supported or unsupported. If you need a stagger, this is the other modification. You're just going to do a baby bend up and down. So you don't need to go all the way to the floor. You're just starting to get a sense of bending that back knee to the floor, keeping the shoulders back. All right, we're going to the ground for some floor press. Exercise 2. So grab onto your medium-sized weights. We're going to be on the ground. 2 options here. You can stay with your hips down on the floor for a floor press. Looks like this. Or you can raise your hips up and hold them in a glute bridge. Looks like this. Our arms are at a 45-degree angle. They're not way out here. They're not down by our sides. They're at 45. So nice neutral grip. Straight wrists. Pull our shoulder blades into the ground. Use our core as well as our glutes as we press up. So if you're here, you're really going to be using that core and glutes. Down here, you want to as well. Pressing straight up so that the weight ends at your sternum, not up here by your face. You should be using your mid-back. Use that mid-back. Use that core to press that weight up. This is not a shoulder neck exercise. 4, anywhere in the 8 to 10 or 12 range on those floor presses. And what are we doing next? Oh yeah, we're going to stay low with our same weights. So coming into a half kneel halo. Again, if you don't want to be here, you can be here. You can stagger this as well. Grabbing a single weight, we're going to move that weight as close to our head as we can, ending right here at our chin, behind our head, around, ending at the chin. Or anywhere in the 5 to 8 range on one side, being really mindful that I'm not moving my torso. This is, again, core control. We're thinking about bracing. We're breathing. We're not holding our breath. Your weight should not be so heavy that you can't have to hold your breath. Switch sides and switch directions. So hopefully you remember what way you went last time. Yeah, going on the inside this time. Keeping brace, keeping that rib cage from flailing up is staying stacked over my pelvis. I'm getting shoulder mobility as well as core here, as well as arms. 5, 6. Big halo circles with that weight. Again, stagger if that half kneel position is uncomfortable for you. And then we want our small weights. Back down on our backs again. These don't feel like they have the same amount of water in them. Oh well. On the floor, we're going to do a dead bug with our legs. Just a dead bug hold. So we're going to bring them up to a 90-degree angle. This should turn those lower abs on. Again, feel them. That is transverse inside your hip bones. Are they on? Good. If you feel like they're not and you're pooching and pouching, hard doming, put them back down. If they're soft doming and your transverse are on, all good. So we're just going to hold them there, get that little bit of core work happening. Our arms are straight up in the air with our light weights. We're going to bend our elbows so that the weight goes to our shoulders, but we're not bending we're just bending our elbows. There we go. And then we're going to tap behind us, keeping our elbows tucked to our sides and extend straight up. Elbows bend, tap the weight behind, explode up. So it's a 3-part process. 1, 2, 3. On the breath, exhale as you extend. Inhale. Make sure you're breathing. If the legs being up feels like you can't breathe, if that's too much, again, put them down. Right here, the tricep extension. And I do want to make sure your elbows are staying in as you do that. Here, not out here. So we can get those tries. If you feel like you can't keep them in or it's too much, again, drop your legs, or maybe you can find lighter weights. That would be helpful. All right, back to the beginning. Staying in place. Support if I need it. Back, drop that back knee. Switch sides. Back knee drops. Staying nice and still. Tapping my knee on the ground. Please don't drop it on the floor. So if this is too hard, pause where you need to. Don't just go dropping your kneecap on the ground. Or again, grab some support. Have something that you can help keep you stable. All right. Floor press. Back on the ground. In a glute bridge. Again, I'm using my mid back to press here. Squeezing my glutes, even if I'm down here. Using the glutes and core, using that mid back to press. Keep one of my weights for my halos. Core is braced. Keep my torso where it's at for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side. I switched ways. I think I was going the wrong direction. Didn't I say to make sure you know which way you did? Well, I didn't. All right. Try to get it even. 2.5 minutes left. Triceps on our backs. Here, if our core allows it. Inhale down, exhale up. I didn't say how many of these did I? Same count. 8 to 10. My water bottles are loud. My water is jossing. All right, back up to the top of the order. Here, we'll do a good support on this one. Ooh, bouncing my knee. Don't bounce your knee. It hurts. 10, floor press. 45 degrees. Use that mid back. Keeping that weight above my chest or at my sternum. No higher than that. And halos. Okay, starting to the outside first. I'll remember that. Good. To the outside. Oh yeah, that's the other direction. Oh, triceps. Gonna feel lovely after today. Yeah. So I don't have my water jostling. Let's try a few here. more time. Not much. Oh, can I get in a few split squats? Let's see. Oh, nope. That's okay. That's plenty. As always, I hope you picked a pace that was challenging for you. You do not have to go at mine. You can go faster or slower. Okay. And coming to our bonus, we need something to squeeze between our legs again. We're going to do that nice adductor squeeze, but we're doing it in a global bridge today. So grab your object that you would like to squeeze. Let me first show you what a global bridge looks like, and then we can do the squeeze aspect, which we already know. So, like a crab walk, my feet are flat on the ground, my fingertips are forward so I can roll my shoulders back, and then I'm going to lift my hips up. Shoulder mobility is going to be probably your biggest factor here. You want to keep that chest high and those shoulders back. Go as high as you can. If this doesn't feel good for you, come back down toward glute bridge, or trusty glute bridge, all good. But global bridge adds a little something a little bit harder to lift. Yeah. So, soft object, squeezable object right below our knees. Plant our feet so that they're slightly inside. So when we squeeze our knees in, our knees will track over our toes. Hands go back and lift, squeeze, hold, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Pause, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. And down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale, squeeze. One more. Actually, one more after that. Is that 10? I was trying to do 10. Do 10. All right, put that soft object away. Oh, and my favorite stretch in between those windshield wipers. Arms can be cactus out to the side so you can feel that nice stretch across your chest as you go. Letting those knees fall. Yep. Since I'm doing good work, needing more oxygen. And bring yourself up. If you need to, you can roll to the side. That's always a safest way to come up. Don't do a full sit-up up unless you know you're ready for it. All right. Object right below the knees. Feet planted slightly inside. Hands behind me. Press up and away. Inhale at the bottom. And squeeze. Inhale, drop. Three. 6. 8, I think. 2 more. Last one, yay. Not time to totally stretch yet. Well, it is. Windshield wipers, and then we'll do a couple extra good stretches. And very excited to be getting through day 8. Means that, again, like I was saying, maybe not be next week for you. Day 9, whenever that is for you, we'll be bringing in a little more time, maybe a little bit more intensity. Depends on what you're needing. All right, roll to the side, push yourself up. We're on a 90-90 stretch, so get a little bit more hip love after today. So I want you to have a nice little gap between your front heel and your knee. Try to keep 90-90, pressing that front knee down, keeping your back straight as you lean out over that shin. If you need to go against a wall for support on your back, if that's how tight you are, go ahead and do that. And come forward, lean. Back up again, square to the shin, lean. And one more time to the front, square, back's flat, lean. If you want to round at the end, you can, but I want you to start out leaning so that your round is nice and controlled. And, I said and a lot. And. Other side. Ooh, yeah, tight side. Gap in the front, 90-90 as best you can. Push that front knee down, square to that shin. Exhale, lean out. Inhale, square to the front. If it's not very far, it's not very far. Mine's definitely not that far. I'm trying to relax those hips. Breathing through this, making sure you're not getting more tense. This should be relaxing, not more intense. So if that's what it's doing to you, if you feel like you can't quite relax, gotta find a new position. Again, lean up against that wall or just stop. Do something else. All right. Beautiful. If you have the time and you want to do one more on each side, please do. We are going to come up one more time into that half knee position for a hip flexor stretch. You can do this in a stagger as well. So putting a hand on my lower back and one on my belly. Here's my neutral pelvis. Here's my dumped pelvis. Here's my tilted pelvis. So I am tilting on purpose so I can feel that nice stretch down my hip flexor right here. And I'm going to lean slightly into it, get a little bit extra something, and pull back. So lean, pull back. I'll lean and pull back, 6 to 8 times. Make sure we're not getting extra tension in the neck. And tilt, lean, return. You can also go wider with this foot, by the way, if you want. It should not take away from that hip flexor, but if that feels more stable for you. We are going to end in child's pose. Knees out to the side, toes together. If it's okay for you to drop your hips all the way down, do. Otherwise, you can keep them up. Walk those hands out and let your head sink, or your forehead sink down to your mat. Once you feel relaxed and cozy here, let's bring our awareness back to our pelvic floor breath. A full 360 breath if you wish. Feeling that ribcage expansion, letting the air come into your pelvis, which is nice and open. So hopefully that is helpful in terms of relaxing and feeling that light squeeze as you exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths. Pelvic floor breaths, that is, here in this position. And you can make your way up to all fours for a couple of cat-cows. Well, I did say we were going to end in child's pose, didn't I? If you're done, because I said that, be done. I'm going to do a couple of cat-cows and get a little something extra on my neck as I go. All right, there we go. Can call it a day. See you soon.